So let's go through the stages. You've got the impact and the shock. You're realizing that something's being done to you. You're overwhelmed. You're overstimulated. You're afraid. You feel powerless. It's just your hope is gone and destroyed. And for me, my whole world of what my belief that if something bad happens to you, that someone will pay attention and try to help you too. So we'll get to that a little bit later in the rejection stage. So denial is up, and we're unable to admit, and we're so disbelief that this is really happening to us. Then we start withdrawing and isolating ourselves, and we start suppressing and trying to minimize the traumatic event because we're just so confused. So then we get into, okay, all right, we're ready to get out there, and we're ready to start telling, maybe friends and family about it, because we got to get this out or we're going to explode. So then we're confiding in others, friends and family, and then they don't believe us. They think that we're having a moment, that we're unstable. And we try to contact authorities, and they deny that this even exists. Just coldly, think that, looking at us like and threatening us. I know that when I went to the local authorities to try to bring awareness to this situation, then if anybody knows Houston, you just don't pick up the phone and then ding dong 5 minutes later, the authorities are at your doorstep. Well, that happened, and my mother bared witness to it. And I was said, well, don't you know who these people that you work for? I won't state their name, because they're like, nobody's going to believe you. And if you don't stop, calling and reporting them, then we're going to take you down and have you mentally evaluated. Well, I continued on, and nothing really came from that. But still, it's just a tactic that they use. It's their game, right? So then we try to reach out to doctors going, I'm overwhelmed with all this stress. I got all this stuff happening. For those of us that have had, voice to skull transmissions, you even mention anything about voices, and they're going to try to label you as schizophrenic, even though for the majority of us, we're well past the age of where schizophrenia, sinks in. So again, it's all of this, trying to pigeonhole you and to confine you and destroy you. So up next is anger. I have been in that phase and engulfed by it, and it took me a while to get past it. But fortunately, God given me the way and the foresight on how to take action. And you have to understand with these phases, they're like, they're layers that you have to navigate through. And staying present in the given moment and grounded will help you. So anger phase is why, who, and how. We all want to know. You start digging into and researching ways to match what is happening to you, and trying to have some tangible black and white evidence, patents. I know I was researching everything, and then I started researching gaslighting and manipulation and psychological attacks. I was in my research phase, and anything I could get my hands on to better equip me to navigate through this. Anger, you're wanting your privacy and your freedom back. How dare somebody attack you and so perversely invade your life and your space and your home and your privacy. And again, just when you're in this anger phase, you're so vulnerable to anger-driven, destructive behavior. And I just want to urge you to just stay present. Be a part of the groups. Use our community and the groups to shoulder that anger. Do not harm yourself. Do not harm someone else. That is what they want you to do. So then you get slapped with harassment, or get arrested because you're acting out. It's very important that you put yourself first during this time in the anger phase, and make sure you stay grounded. Don't step into what they want you to do, which is to get a conviction and a label on you. Don't take the bait. Then you enter into the bargaining phase, where we're reaching out to God and universe, and we're praying for this pain to go away, to be rescued, and to have the tools to see the light and to seek it. And we're wanting to seek community, again, further validation that this is happening to others, which we have this. Targeted justice has made this possible. At all the TI events, tievents.org, you have so much support around you. Let those that have been in this for a while, I'm 12 years, almost 13 years into this, let us teach you. Let us shortcut that for you, so you don't have to go through all of that. That's what this community is here for, to help you. So next you get into depression. So you're feeling hopeless. You just want it to end. You're understanding that the loss is real, and you're numb and grieving your former existence. And this is where self-sabotaging comes into play, because you're using self-sabotaging behaviors from the trauma that you have endured and the bodily attacks. And then that spins you into making choices that are not the best for you. Recklessness, endangerment, unhealthy choices, alcohol, drugs, just negativity, negative thinking, just in the pit. You can get yourself into the pit. So that's what this podcast will do, is to help you. We're going to throw you a ladder. We're going to help you climb out of it if you're there. And we're going to get you back into loving yourself and reclaiming your self-worth and your self-empowerment with the tools and techniques. So here we go with guilt. Guilt is another one, because we're like self-blaming. Why are we blaming ourselves? We didn't do this. I had to catch myself many a times. Well, what could I have done? What could I have said? What could I have done that would have changed the outcome? Likely nothing, right? We have to come to terms with that. And then the shame. We carry this around. It's like a cloak of shame. And we got to untie that cloak and leave that stuff on the ground, because we don't deserve to carry that mess with us. Okay? So then we can get into the stage of acceptance. When we've gone through some of these previous stages, we're starting to slowly but surely understand this is beyond us. This is a global issue, okay? There are many like us around the world. And we need to recognize the personal impact and trauma that we've endured. Because let me tell you this, what you deny persists. You have got to allow space in your life to acknowledge what you have been through, because shoving it down and ignoring it is only building it and making it stronger. And that is where things erupt. We've reached our brink, and the littlest thing is going to set us off. And here we are doing something self-destructive, doing something against our own health. So when you allow the space, when these moments of trauma come up, to just sit with it, and I can teach you some techniques, and then it will become, that emotion will become like a wave, and you are the water that is flowing over the rock. Don't be the rock. Be the water. Okay? Be the water. And when we're in acceptance, we're joining TI groups and for support and community. We're volunteering. We're helping others. And then the most important stage for us is hope. Never lose hope, no matter what. The supernatural can happen, I promise you. When you shift your mind into positivity and you put your focus on self-care and your health, you will see things that you thought you would never see. And these attacks, you will be able to navigate them with greater ease. And we must realize in this stage that although life will not be the same as before, it does go on. It does go on. And we're developing a sense of optimism and planning for our future. And we're taking action toward our inner healing in the present right now. We're reclaiming our confidence and our personal power. And we're prioritizing our self-care. And we're learning that through this experience, how strong, how special we are. And we are becoming the best version of ourselves.